Hey everybody, welcome back to IP Farms. Well, I'll say up front, I apologize. I'm noticing a couple of videos that echoes quite bad in here. So I'm trying to talk a little bit lower, but I wanted to show you a few things in here and give you a little bit of insight on why I branched off of this for right now. But the ceiling is up. I know the LEDs are probably messing with the camera, but the ceiling's completely finished. Showed y'all that in the wiring. We've still got to go back and silicone the holes up in the tin. All this was used tin, of course, fingering the screen, so it's got holes everywhere, so I've got to silicone those up all the way around the perimeter. Then I want to go ahead and get the door frame up, the other exterior door. I finally found one that was an end swing that's the right size there, so that'll be the next major purchase. Get that framed in and sealed up, because there's still a lot of gaps around that tin door, nothing like it was. But then here in the back, I'll show you, we've got a little bit of an area. Me and my buddy had an off day this day, aggravated. We started the tin at the bottom instead of the top. So on the top steel plate, the tin really isn't up as high as it should be to be screwed into the steel plate. So I've got to go back in and cut some 2x4s and put some blocking in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but between this stud and that stud, there's probably a gap like that where it's just because the tin's folded out. There's nothing, I can't get in there with the angle that I need to put a screw in it. So it's going to put a 2x4 up there and get that sealed up. And then we're going to do the insulation. And I think all I'm going to do is go with 4x8 sheets of probably 1 inch thick board insulation. You know, every little bit's going to help. I know it's not going to be completely airtight. I could probably, you know, spend a whole lot more money and do it a whole lot better. But, you know, I work on a budget here with the things I do at the farm, and, you know, you guys know how much lumber and building materials are, so I've got quite a chunk of change in this already. So we just kind of put the brakes on right now to build the piggy bank back up. So like I said, once I get that door situated and get all the holes silicone, then we can go ahead with the insulation. But I wanted to give you a little insight on what was going on, why I branched off of the farm office. Some of it is budget, some of it is just I've got to get this truck going. I've got a couple of pieces of, I guess you would consider, farm equipment. It's more or less farm stuff, if you will, that I need to pick up that's going to be vital to the later on planting and row cropping. And I've been putting it off for a long time, and the gentleman is getting kind of antsy now, and I'm afraid they're going to get gone. So we need to get the truck fixed and get the trailer fixed. So we made good progress in here. You know, hopefully you've all enjoyed the journey. And like I said, I'll bring you back little bit by little bit as I do things here or there, but you know, it'll probably be sporadic on the farm office. I'm tickled that I got it all together when I did, with the cold weather we had. And I'm just going to try to get it as completely bug proof and bee proof as I possibly can. You know, once I get the siding up or boards or whatever it is I'm going to do on the inside here, then, you know, the office itself will be sealed up, but I'm just trying to keep any critters from getting in between the wall section. So I went ahead and put some spray foam in. I do not like that stuff. I did do the windows and doors, the ones that don't expand. It made a major mess. I've got to let it harden up and then trim that down. But the front door sealed up pretty good now. It did have quite a few gaps in it. So take you out here and show you something else, some more reasoning on why we kind of put the brakes on right now and why we're not jumping on to another project right away that I had told you about. You know, everything kind of works in sequence here, and one thing is a direct and equal opposite reaction of the other. So let me take you out here and show you. Okay, real quick, it's a little breezy. I apologize if you hear that in the camera, but wanted to detail a couple of things here while we were doing this update. I talked about the lean-to on the back of the barn that has to come down, that's in such bad shape. It has weathered the winter so far, the few storms we've had, so fingers crossed it continues on. But right in the middle of the screen is the major holdup. It's a classic car my dad has. We've stored here in the barn for years. We've had to make provisions to get that into a safe location, and that is not going to transpire until around the 1st to the middle of April. So the car has to be moved before I can do any dismantling. Try not to shake you guys up so much, but basically, because fingering the screen, right to the right of that opening is the edge of the house structure, and that will be, you know, the back side of the lean-to, and then it'll go out that way. But there will be a wall that comes all the way over where I'm standing here, so we're going to cut the inside barn section down by about 15 feet so that we can bring the lean-to all the way over to this concrete section here where Jack stays. And of course we'll put a door and a gate up here eventually, but the car has to be moved. The tractors that are out there in the lean-to, we have nowhere under shelter right now because the lean-to I do have is full. So I'd planned on putting those in the shop, but I didn't want to tie the shop up until I got this truck situated. So that's kind of why we've branched off and done the truck. And of course the piggy bank has a lot to do with it, with, you know, buying more material and whatnot. So I just thought I'd give you guys a little update and insight on why we went, you know, from waist deep into the farm office back into the trucks. But it's all working out pretty good. You know, it seems like the plate's always full and the hourglass has just minimal grains of sand left in it each day. But we're getting it, you know, a little bit at a time. You all say, you know, eat an elephant one bite at a time, and that's what we're doing. So I'm hoping that, you know, middle to the end of summer, that we'll have all these projects wrapped up, truck on the road, trailer on the road, lean-to built. I've got another little surprise over here I'm gonna show you guys later on down the road. It's gonna be a building project. And once we do all that, I think the barn will withstand another 100, 150 years, and trucks back on the road, and then we can really get back into what my ultimate goal is of reclaiming this property and getting crops in the ground. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Please consider subscribing if you hadn't already. Hit the thumbs up button if you like what you see. Thumbs down, I understand it's not for everybody. Share these videos, get them out there. There might be somebody else interested in a little bit of this I'm doing here. Do the best I can on most days by myself. I'm living a dream. I love it. The Lord's blessed me with it, and I'm going to continue on. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the journey with me. I've always said it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get from day to day. But we're going to get crops in the ground one day, and IP Farms is going to be a working farm once again. Thank you all. Till next time.